Good morning from the trail. I think it's the 24th, I don't know, of June, 23rd or 24th. And I have just left Gorham from the roadway inn where I stayed last night. And Untouchable actually met a man who is section hiking. His trail name is Spigot at McDonald's. And he had already talked to him earlier that day, but he's a retired physician from Pennsylvania. And I'm laughing because it's just such an untouchable story. He ended up staying in Spigot's room. He had another bed, and so he said, just stay in my room, because Untouchable was going to camp behind Walmart last night. But he ended up with a hotel room, which was awesome. And even more awesome, this morning, Spigot took us back to the trailhead before he drove back to Pennsylvania. But when he heard me talking and realized I'd had this respiratory crud going on 8 days now, he said, you really need an antibiotic. So he called one in to Walmart, and we picked it up on the way out of town. So trail angel extraordinaire. I've just been resistant to take the time to go to an urgent care, and at home I would never go to urgent care for this. I would just let it linger forever and deal with it. But I know it's affecting my stamina right now, and much better to have an antibiotic on board. So I'm so grateful. And yeah, he was such a gift. So I hope that he'll come stay with us when he's doing the Smoky section. Gave him my number, of course. But yeah, it's so always just amazed at how the trail provides out here right at the time you need it. It's good to be back on trail right now because I'm not doing anything that's requiring a lot of effort, but I'm about to go up a 3-mile mountain or 3-mile climb up a mountain. So I will jump off, but got my first dose of antibiotics in, so here's to feeling better, finally. So I made it up Mount Hayes, and I have a baby brother named Hayes. He's the youngest of 5. I'm the oldest, the bossy big sister. And I gotta pay attention to where I'm going. But Hayes is amazing. He's a dad to a sweet little girl named Carly. He is a very successful now real estate agent in Florida, near Niceville. And he's also an actor. So if you want to see probably the best role he's ever been in, or the biggest one, you can watch a movie called Just Mercy. And unfortunately, he played a real jerk. He's a security guard that works in a prison, but it's an amazing movie. Very sad, but it's a really uplifting story in the sense of just what people will do for other humans and underserved people in prison. Minorities especially. So yeah, beautiful movie, beautiful book. But yeah, Hayes is the security guard, the prison guard. So check it out. He's in lots of other things too, but that was his biggest role. But I'm gonna head down this mountain and start rehydrating my lunch here soon. And yeah, I've already gone 4 miles of my 12 today, so making good time and grateful for some sunshine. Again, it's moving out quickly. Tomorrow it's going to be a nasty day, or I think Friday actually. I hope Mahoosuc it's not going to be nasty. I haven't seen a snake in a very long time, but look at here. Little cutie. I scared him. I almost stepped on him. He's a long garter snake. I'm assuming that's what he is. Ton of dragonflies just on this bog board. As soon as I move, they're gonna scatter. They say that's a sign of a healthy ecosystem, seeing a bunch of dragonflies, so it feels that way out here. You guys remember the days when I would just talk and walk at the same time for minutes on end? I think those days have come to an end. This terrain is just never ending as far as just the technicality of it. I'm almost to the Gentian Pond shelter, and I think that's where we're going to stop for tonight. We could go further, 5 more miles to the next shelter, and get ahead for tomorrow because we have Mahoosuc Notch, which is going to be a beast. Toughest mile on the AT apparently. You know, it takes forever. Go through all these big boulder probably don't even begin to describe it, but just enormous, building size boulders that I'm kind of excited to go through. I think it'll be somewhat fun, but I know somewhat draining, and we don't reach it until 11 miles in if we camp here at this shelter. But this shelter is really pretty. The other one's 0.3 off trail. This one has a pond. It's kind of warm. Swimming sounds kind of nice. So tomorrow would be a big day, 14 miles, which it's so funny to say 14 miles is a big day, but it would be. So we'll see. I'm going to let Untouchable get into the shelter and we'll make a decision. He already thinks we're staying here, but I know he'd go with it if I said I think we ought to make up the miles today. But I'm not sure I'm really feeling it either, so we'll find out. So I'm at the Gentian Pond shelter. Unfortunately, there's no view of the pond. It is a gorgeous view, all the same, but it is not of the pond. And the pond is kind of down a steep little hill. So, now I'm wondering if we should go further. I'm hoping Untouchable gets here pretty quickly so we can decide, because it's already almost, 2:45. And it's 5 miles, 5.4 to the next campsite. So I think my vote is to continue. I'd rather have the miles done today than have a 14-mile day with Mahoosuc Notch and some of the toughest terrain tomorrow. But we'll see what he says. I think I can convince him, but I know he's probably lollygagging, thinking he's got all the time in the world to get here. So we'll see. I made the executive decision to push on. That gave Untouchable an hour sitting there at that shelter, eating my lunch, looking at the view, debating what to do. And I just could not get it out of my head that if I get these 5 miles done, which are not terrible 5 miles, they won't be easy, but they won't be as hard as tomorrow by any means, that it gives me energy for tomorrow right out of the gate instead of climbing all that I'm going to do right now first thing tomorrow and then having like the really hard part coming up. So I hope he joins me. I left him a note. There was all kinds of just paper and just stuff in that shelter. It looks like it's pretty popular. So I wrote him a note and stuck it under a bottle of hand sanitizer that was in there. I'm going to give it a 25% chance that he'll push on and meet me at the Maine-Vermont border. That's where I'm going to get to, I think, instead of going all the way to the campsite, because it's 0.3 off trail. But water is going to be an issue, so I'm going to have to carry a lot of water up the dang hill, and that sucks. But I've done it before. I'll do it again. And tomorrow I'll be patting myself on the back, and who knows, maybe I'll even go further tomorrow than we had planned, because I have so much energy. I just want to stay on schedule is all, since my family's coming in. And also, Untouchable really wants to finish, like on the 8th. And I think that's not doable. But I think it is doable to finish on the 10th, the way I've got things rolling right now and some strategies I've got in my head. And I think I would like that too, because I get to spend more time on vacation with my family instead of meeting them at the end of it and having to rush to the airport, get the kids on a plane, and drive home. So those are my thoughts for now. Always a work in progress out here, though. That's why I like it, though. I enjoy the flexibility of it and getting to kind of make it up as you go, but yet plan out what you think might work and adjust it accordingly. I went a long way without falling many times. I hope this is not a trend that's going to continue. There's one I can roll. Where's old Trusty, my new one? Who's back there behind me? That's my $15 Walmart pole since I snapped my other one. But I just slid right down this little embankment. I was trying to avoid that rocky face because it's wet, and I thought that's going to be the slick side. Nope. At least I didn't get hurt with this one. It didn't feel like, oh my God, that could have been really bad. I just slid right down on my butt. So, thought I'd share. Standing on the summit of Mount Success. I feel pretty successful today, so feels like a good place to be. It's gorgeous up here. I don't know if you guys can see it, those rays of light coming through the clouds. I always call it God rays. I'm assuming those are the whites out there. Oh, they look big. I feel proud to have done that, if that's what those are. But I'm heading north. Almost to Maine, y'all. I don't know what these little white flowers are, but they're just so happy. Just waving in the wind. Look at them. Like little Q-tips on cotton balls. This is such a gorgeous summit. Sometimes I sincerely get to these things that we have to climb up. I think, well, maybe this will be the end of my AT journey. I'm not sure how I'm going to get up that right there. Hopefully that'll be enough. I don't have long legs, and right now I have so much weight in my pack because I have extra water since it's going to be a dry camp. So this would be a funny thing to video if I had somebody with me. So I just turned on my phone to see if Untouchable had texted. I'd kind of given up on him because it's 6:30 now, I think, close to it. And I thought he won't leave that late. He's just probably going to get in camp and be like, I'll just make up the miles tomorrow. But he texted and said he's coming. I'm so happy. Hopefully there's going to be 2 tent sites. Hopefully my cough is going to dissipate tonight. Yeah, but all good. And I've got probably about 8 tents left. I'm not even sure where this campsite is. It's just kind of tucked away off the trail. So we'll figure it out. I feel like the trail is warming me up for Mahoosic Notch tomorrow. I gotta go down this, and then somehow I gotta get back up over there. I think that's the trail. Oh my God, I'm glad Untouchable is behind me, so if I fall and get injured, at least somebody will find me. This is insane, but here we go. So I made it down from right there, which was not terrible, but like, look at these little crevasses. I don't know what else to call them in this root on this tree. He's just hanging on for dear life. I think I'm gonna go around this big boulder instead of doing anything right there. That just looks like an accident waiting to happen. Whew.